Welcome back, sports fans from around the world. We have got a crazy match tonight here at Game Time Streaming. I'm Derek Howard, and alongside Don Spear. Don, how's it going?
Hey, really good, man. Excited to get this one going. These guys both teams made quite the trip here to be here tonight, so I know they're pretty excited and they're ready to go.
So we are going to go ahead and give these guys the sign to diddle. We're going to start off with 701 same score. So all the 701 games are same score. All the 501 games are stack score with freeze. And we got some singles in the middle. Jake Rieger, and do you know Nick's last name, Don?
Yeah, Nick Jones.
Nick Jones. Right.
Yeah, so we got Jake Rieger and Nick Jones, both from north around Saginaw Midland area. Playing Andrew Wingle and Brandon Hill, which are both two downriver guys. So everybody making a little bit of a trip, both driving about the same distance, but really excited about playing. So looks like, did they diddle already? Yeah, they did. So getting ready to start 701 here. And looks like Jake won the diddle, so he's going to be starting.
Yeah, actually Nick diddled and Jake started, so interesting. That means they must be playing together a lot. So Jake opening up with a single bowl there.
Yeah, it might take a couple of throws for him to get settled, but he's a pretty solid player, and I know in tournaments he really steps it up too. So Mount Pleasant area these guys are from. So, but yeah, once Jake gets settled in, you'll be seeing a lot of low tons and that type of thing. So I know Brandon and Andrew play a lot of split score as well. So it might be a slight adjustment for these guys because most of the tournaments and the lucks down there are all pretty much split score. But it's a pretty easy adjustment to work with.
Brandon is a good shot. I've been in a few tournaments with him, and he's always one of the top shots. And I know Jake, he shot crazy at regionals when we got to stream him. And I think he played you, Don.
Yeah, I met him in the finals, and he was throwing great. He had a good partner as well, so it was a tough matchup. But I just found another gear once we got to the finals. I did end up playing him in the finals and had to play him through two matches. But yeah, he threw great that whole weekend. So he made a lot of late round matches. I don't know how many he won, as far as I don't know how many wins he got, but I know he got to a lot of finals matches that whole weekend. He was throwing great. Nice low ton there from Andrew. Evening the score up, only 4 points difference right now.
Yeah, I've been playing with Andrew for years. He is a good shot. You can expect lots of low tons from him. And Nick looking dialed coming in here. Really focused right in the first game, coming in, bringing the heat.
All right, guys. Derek's going to head over to the match and referee that for a bit. In the meantime, I'm bringing in my buddy here, Danny Broughton. He's going to commentate for most of this match here with us, so should be a good time. He's just getting his things together, and we will be ready to roll here.
Yeah, hey, Don. Just filling in. Derek wanted to go downstairs, so I told him I would help out on the mic. Actually, filling in for Nate. Nate was supposed to be here, but I think Nate got tied up doing something, so here I am.
Yeah, well, lucky him, I guess. So we'll have to wait for another week for Nate, maybe. But no, it's always good having you in here. We had you here last time, too, and you're getting to the point now where you're playing some higher-level darts, which require a lot more thought process beforehand. So it's good to pick your brain and hear the way you see things and the way you approach different shots.
Yeah, it is weird getting on mic talking about the way you think. It's like, do I think the right way? Hopefully, I know what I'm talking about. So I'll make a fool of myself. It's no big deal.
Well, if you're agreeing with Lance, generally you're not going to be correct. So just pick his brain, whatever he says, try to do the opposite, and it'll usually put you in a good place.
I mean, Lance has been playing a long time, so could be worse people to follow.
Brandon trying to go the triple route, which, man, I really just don't agree with it most of the time. Switches with the third dart, does go and hit the bullseye, but he is the first player we've seen so far that actually is wearing his own earbuds. We have music down there, and it's pretty loud, and usually everybody agrees with what's going on. So I don't know if this is just a comfort level thing for him. He's just used to throwing with the earbuds, or he's not liking the music selection. But he's the first one I've seen so far that has had to wear earbuds down there. Interesting.
Anytime I've ever seen anyone wear those earbuds, they like to kind of get. I'm not sure they're even listening to anything. It's more just to get zoned in and kind of block out all the noise and stuff going around them. Just focus on their own darts.
I think he went trip 14 with that second dart. I don't know that I love it, but it wasn't a bad shot. He was able to find the bullseye with the third, but with my feeling, if you hit the bull, you're going to leave a trip 14 anyway, and you already hit the first bull. I would rather just stay there and take your chances on the third one. But either way, only left 28 here for Jake, so this should be going away here. Yeah, takes it two singles, takes down the first leg. Big 7 mark from Brandon Hill here. So, I mean, I don't know how to say this, but most soft hit players really like cricket better, and that may be what you're seeing out of these, out of Brandon at least, because he was throwing at triples even during 01. Goes up, closes the 20s, but still down by a 6 mark. So that was a pretty interesting move there from Jake.
Yeah, I'm not sure I totally get that. When you're down 100, I mean, you need to start stacking. If he takes the 19s right here, now you're down the two biggest numbers. Just like that. I mean, now he's chasing on 17s or 18s. So I'm not sure I love that early. It's early, though. Maybe they're just trying to get a feel for – they probably don't know each other. They probably won't play each other very often, trying to get a feel for how this is going to go.
Yeah, I don't think these guys are familiar with each other's games. But I do understand sometimes, not necessarily down 100, but I do understand sometimes where sometimes you just get somebody that just doesn't miss 20s, and you just want to get them off that number. But if that were the case, I would think it would have taken him a few rounds to determine that was the situation with Brandon. But right as I say that, Brandon, who hit 7 20s, comes down and is only able to hit 2 17s, but does secure the number. But now Jake's going to come back. He's going to need at least a 6 mark. He probably needs all 9 here in these 18s. I wouldn't move at all.
That was nice grouping there. I mean, they're all right on the wire there. It was a good-looking throw by him. But, again, I think he needed to point a little bit earlier. Go get those 19s earlier. He's still chasing now.
Big shot, and you hear a roar from Jake in the background. That's exactly what he needed. It's going to force Brandon to have to point on something. It's going to keep that 18 clear, barring him hitting 4 19s here with his first 2 darts. So now it feels like you have a lead here, but you really don't. They've still got 19s and 17s, which are big numbers. But if I'm him, I make the 19s go away and try to extend that point lead a bit here. Yeah, I don't understand that at all. You wasted one, didn't waste. You used one on the 19, got a single. It only puts you 1 away from closing. Instead of closing, you go back up for points. I mean, I understand getting more points, but you're only 1 away from taking that number away. That 17 can be closed with 1 dart, but now it's going to take at least 2 darts for Nick to clean the board up here. Yeah, smart third dart. He had to go upstairs. He just wasn't able to connect. That's the right shot. So going up, they have a 21-point lead, but now they have the bigger number. So this is the position you want to be in for sure. Brandon hitting a triple 19, throwing at the 17. So unfortunate miss. Doors wide open here for Jake. He just needs to stay straight. Unable to do so. Should be going upstairs.
Yeah, I think if this was me, I think I would have gone all. My first few darts would have been all at the 18s there. I mean, I would have wanted to get at least a triple first. You know, maybe even 4 before I even go down and take a look at closing that 17.
I don't disagree, but there's levels to this, and the chances of you catching a triple on your third dart are a whole lot higher than like a mid-level player. So you're going to look at things slightly differently, which is totally reasonable and makes sense. But these guys, I mean, even at that point, if he was going to start at the 17s, I'm okay with him going single, 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 and just making the number go away. If you catch a triple in the process, great, happy days, but make the number go away. But if you miss anything at it at the same time, you need to go up and point. And because he didn't do that, that's why they find themselves in the situation they're in now. So having to go and get a new number, Jake should be throwing at these 16s here.
Now, quick question here. You see there's already a single on that. Would that ever deter you from going at 16s, or would you move to the 15s, or what do you think about that?
Well, it's a math thing. For me, in this situation, I wouldn't, simply because you're behind by 45 points. So if you close the number and hit a triple 16, it's going to put you up by 3. If you did the same thing on 15s, it would only tie. So it's a difference of 1 dart. But oftentimes when it's not that specific situation, if someone's already got an X on a number, I might skip past it for now, knowing that if all I do is close it, it's only going to take a single for them to close the number behind me. So sometimes I will do that. Yeah, nobody's shooting the lights out, but steady 3-0 average there between Brandon and Andrew. So going down to bullseyes, Jake's going to need a pile of them here.
Nick only able to get 2 there. You know, he was probably looking for 3 or 4 there to put a little pressure on these guys, but I would expect. Oh, and he chooses to go down point. I don't hate that. Get a little bit more comfortable. You know, make those bullseyes seem a little bit bigger. Yeah, I really expect these to go away here. I think 2 single, move on to the next, take the win, and let's keep it moving. A little bit left here. Good looking throw though. Does manage to get one. We'll see. We'll see how Nick here responds. Yeah, just sitting here talking. I really want this to get all the way to those frees. That 501 freeze at the end of the. I hope these guys make it that deep into this matchup because I love that puts pressure on individuals and I think that makes for a good watch.
Yeah, it also prevents to some extent the ability for one player to carry the other player if they're out of form. Big 7 mark there from Andrew. Good opening. So able to grab 5 in an unconventional way, but they all count on the board. So taking the point lead by 24 and Brandon right into the triple. Yeah, I don't mind taking a stab here at this 20. Decides to stay down, so good discipline darts.
Yeah, I also like that look at the 20 there. I mean, you can flip this game on its head real quick if you pop that. So don't hate the points though either. You know, you never can go wrong with getting a few more points.
Yeah, if you're not feeling the most confident or if you don't like the shot, it's better just to stay where you're at. And in doing so, getting that one extra 19 is now going to give Andrew 3 clear at this 20 if he wants it. Yeah, Brandon again, big 19 shot. So I don't expect Jake to stay at this 3 for very long, and buries the triple on command. And man, that was probably a premature shot at the 19, but if you're feeling it, he went for it. So only being ahead by 14 points, just a single 19 is going to give Andrew the lead here. Yeah, I was just saying I probably wouldn't come off that until I hit a triple, but after hitting that, I might have taken a look. Up by 62, so 4 marks are going to be needed here from Nick.
Yeah, Kevin, we see in the comments there. That's probably my bad. Derek probably handles the score, and I'm over here just sitting in the comfortable chair, just watching and listening. So we'll get on it. We'll get the score posted up there pretty quick. It is 1-1 though, I do believe. They're on the 3rd game. Yeah, there we go. We got it up there. Big shot by Nick there. I mean, really needing to put a little pressure on there for points. That was nice. That was a nice big shot.
So still battling, but you see that Jake and Nick have kind of taken their chances on these at going after the 19, and they've been rewarded by having 2 singles. So now what that's going to do, that's going to force Andrew and Brandon to really go up in points before they can look at the 20s, because those 19s are so close to going away. So even though it's not close, it affords you a little bit of cushion, but you still have to get the point lead first no matter what.
Yeah, and that was a huge shot there. I mean, to grab 114 points, it really forces, to answer. And he does hit that last another big 5 mark. And I love the back and forth here early.
Yeah, you see this usually at a lot of higher level people. They'll battle back and forth, but you'll see a lot more third dart looks at the numbers at the higher level. So sometimes it doesn't get up to 700 points, but big shot, and unable again with just having the 1 triple, unable to really look at that 20 because he's got the exit already. I don't hate Jake taking this 19 away. And he goes for it, but you got to hit it. If you spend the dart, you have to hit it, and you definitely cannot miss your 20 shots. So, unable to get the point lead. Doors wide open here for Andrew. Big shot there from Nick, taking a 21-point lead here. And somehow that 20's still clean.
Yeah, that was absolutely needed. I mean, they're only up 2 points. They needed everyone. Another big third dart triple there. That was, again, we're just going back and forth here in this point battle. This is good.
Only a triple away. I'd still try to take that 19, but you got to take a moment and focus. So chooses to go 20 first. There he goes. Does take the 19 away. And you want a single, but it's not the end of the world. So the thought process here is, even if Drew comes up and closes these 20s, a 5 mark, even on the 18s, we give him the point lead and have the biggest number. Doesn't even look at the 20s. Goes right to the 17s. Able to close it, though. Look.
Yeah, I like that third dart look there. He was able to get some points and open up a new number. I love that look up at those 20s.
Yeah, just a triple away, but closing that 17 kind of breathes whole new life into these guys. So, got a brand new house without necks on it, so they should be feeling good. I'd stay at the 20 here. Takes a look and buries the triple 17. Huge white horse from Jake. You see he's fired up. Finally bringing his average back around. He's up to a 3.5 now, but he was definitely lagging behind before. Nick looking great, throwing a 5.0 right now. So taking a commanding lead on this leg. Only up by 28, but they've got 3 numbers. And Andrew and Brandon are going to be forced to go to bullseyes here. It's amazing to see how after they got off the 20s and 19s, this game just scooted right along. I mean, you blink and it's almost over. I don't hate that. After you miss the first one, you're only up by 28. Get some more points. Nothing wrong with that at all. So the bullseye woes continue to happen between Brandon and Andrew. Let's see if they can regroup here coming into cricket. They're going to need to find them because Jake and Nick have not had issues hitting the bullseyes, and they're going to plan on leaning it. And they did win the first 0-1 game.
On a pretty low
As soon as I say that.
low shot to start this round. Not exactly what they're looking for to start there, but we'll see how this progresses.
Yeah, commentators curse for me, saying good things about Jake and unable to find it. And both Brandon and Drew were able to hit a bullseye in their first turn. Only one. They're going to want more. But Nick seems to be the on-form player right now. So Jake's going to be relying on him for sure. Yeah, nice low 10 there from Nick. Keeping him right in it. 8-point difference now. So real neck and neck right now. Good to see you in chat, Bryson. I don't know that I've seen you in here. I'm sure you watched it before, but first time I've seen you commenting, so good to see you in here, buddy. We'll have to get you on stream sometime.
There we go. Big hat trick. They're finally starting to find this bullseye here. It was getting a little testy in cricket there, but, you know, love seeing it 0-1 here. Big shot.
Brandon, undeterred, right back into the bullseye again. Finds the first two. Can he hit the third? Man, just misses it. Three well-thrown darts, just unable to capitalize. Right on the wire with the first two. Did find it with the third one. 61-point lead right now for Jake and Nick. Another low ton from the Downriver boys. So they're starting to find that bullseye. They're going to need it. There's a lot of 0-1 here in this match. Really, really smart shot from Jake. He knew that if he went 170, it was going to leave 170, which would have been an out. He could have actually went 160 to leave 180, but he was trying to leave his partner a 170 out. If he would have just went hat trick there, it would have left 190, and that would not have been an out. After he hit the triple 20, though, I probably would have went back down. Just too much risk and not enough reward. But either way, didn't hurt because Drew's not going to have a look at this 173. That is not an out. All right. It is a 2-dart out if he wants it, but he should just go bull 17 bull here. That's perfect. That's exactly how I throw it as well. Unable to capitalize on the 16, though.
Yeah, huge shot. Let's see if these guys can steal it here right out from underneath of them. Great start.
Now, this is where I always struggle, and that's why. Do you go with the triple 18, or do you hit the 4 then go bull? And that's probably one of the best numbers, because to do this, if you miss low, you hit the 4 and you leave yourself 50 anyway. But he misses high and leaves himself with no out. So door wide open here for Nick.
I've noticed for me, if I'm playing in league or with my buddies or something for fun, oh man, and he busts, just missed it just low. Leaving the 50 here. But I will go bull 54 when I'm playing around having a good time. When I get like in a match or I get nervous, and I will always go bull or bull 4 bull.
Critical mistake with that second dart. It's okay to throw at the double, but in that situation, you cannot miss outside. If you're going to miss, throw at the inside wire, hit the single, and live to fight another day. Don't force yourself to have to hit a double. And with that crucial miss, Jake able to come up, just hit one single 8. They're going to go up 3-1 right now, and we got another game of 0-1 coming, and that was a break a throw, so that was big. So it goes bull 20, double bull. Not sure why he switched up, but, you know, that's his prerogative, I guess. Good 120 to start, though. Good answer with a 114, keeping it down to just a 6-point differential.
Yeah, Nick's really been throwing pretty good. I think he was throwing a 30 that whole last game. Right back to a 38 to start this one. He's looked good.
And as soon as these guys lose a little confidence, you see their bullseye shots are just going a little bit wayward. I don't know if they're used to playing split bowl or if they're just cricket players and that's kind of what they like. But in this house, you're going to have to be able to play both. We play an equal amount of both. So they're going to have to figure it out here quickly. Unfortunate deflection there from Jake. You see him kind of laughing it off, but you know that's burning a bit. Unable to connect. So even with all the bullseye problems they've been having, they're still up by 42 points here. Derek, we're going to have to censor you. We might have to silence your chat if you keep on with those type of things.
I understand why Derek was looking for someone to come on the mic. Buffalo playing a big game against the Chiefs. He wanted to sit down there and watch the game. I see it now.
Big hat trick there from Andrew. Let's see if Nick can respond. He's got 2 and needs 1 more to fill it up. And able to do so. So big hat trick in response to Andrews. Nice shot from Nick. Again, Brandon unable to connect here. So door's wide open for Jake, but he needs at least a ton. He's got to find 2 bullseyes. Well thrown dart, just right on the wire for both the first and the second. Able to slide one in off the flight there on the third. So nice job catching it, bringing the differential down to just 12 points. Yeah, and with Andrew being the one that's kind of carrying this leg, that is a absolutely massive miss. He's going to be putting all this pressure onto Brandon right now. He's going to have to answer something. And Nick, unbothered with that miss from Andrew, he's doing work. Right back into the bullseye with the first 2. And fills it up with the third. Back-to-back hat tricks from Nick. Great shot.
Yeah, you got him down there throwing a 46. That's outstanding. Good shooting.
And this is what I don't like to see, and I've seen this before with Brandon. You almost see a look of resignation after missing that first dart, and then really after the second one. I hope he's not giving up. I don't think he is. They're only 34 points behind, but Jake and Nick have essentially stolen throw with another bullseye. He's really going to put a stranglehold on this leg, but up by 87. So 87-point lead. A hat trick really rights all the wrongs here, and it's going to give Brandon a look. For me, that is the worst miss you can have. Finds the bullseye with the second dart. That's a really tough dart. Unable to connect on the third. He will have a look at an out. That is if Nick doesn't take this here. Only going to be able to set it up here. Unable to find the bullseye. So that 102 is not guaranteed. If he can take this out, great, but at least hit a ton. You got to pressure it, and I don't know why you're going at the 17 first. Again, just kind of rushing through his darts. After he missed the first dart, kind of just threw the other two off, but they're only down by 23 points. They're right in it. If he could have hit one or two bullseyes, he could have put so much pressure on this shot.
Yeah, that's one thing about playing on the stream. You never really know how it's going to affect you. And a big miss there, leaving 82. 125 is kind of a little tricky out there. Let's see how he goes about this.
Yeah, with this hot bull format, anything that ends with a 5 it's just weird. Yeah. They just go weird. He should have went to 15. He did, but he wasn't able to hit it. So they're not going to be able to take it now. Terrible miss. Not so much poorly thrown dart, but it's just a bad number for it to fall in. You've only got 2 darts left. You can't take it. So leaving 102. Does he go bull or trip 17? Goes 17. Doesn't hit it. Now leaves the worst 2 dart out that you can have. Which is a 99. So 82 left here for Nick. Bullseye and 2 16s. I hate that he had to back off. He should have known where he was going. I'm not quite sure why he had to stop. Wires a 16. Takes a walk of shame. Has to back it up for one more dart here. Nice job collecting himself. Playing with fire on that wire, but bounces it off his own flight and cleans it up. So they're going to go up 4-1. 2 more legs of cricket here coming up, but 2 break of throws there. Big, big shot. And these are cricket singles, so we're headed into the singles right now.
Yeah, Don, I've done that walk of shame a countless amount of times. It's embarrassing every time it happens. But he's able to recover and bury that shot. He's throwing a 30, 34, 35 again. Nick has looked really good down there on those bulls. Shooting well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who plays who first, because the on-form players right now seem to be Andrew and Nick. And it looks like Nick's going to be playing Jake. I'm sorry, Andrew's going to be playing Jake. So the stronger player playing statistically the weaker player right now, but man, that 0-1 might have demoralized them. You see just kind of that sigh and that huff of disappointment there after the first 3, and Jake right into the triple. Can he do it again? Big, big 7 mark from Jake Rieger. Now, I understand wanting the white horse, and it gives you a cool graphic on the board and all that, but man, I would have liked to see something get thrown at points there. If you just score 20 points, you have such a stranglehold with the 2 big numbers.
There is a little bit of intimidation factor, though. If you go walk up there and hit the 3 biggest numbers, I mean, what does that do to your opponent? I mean, they could just be down in the dumps, and you've already seen some bad body language down there. I mean, maybe he's just trying to push him around a little bit,
Maybe, but it's a math thing for me. So if I go up and I hit 3 triple 20s, there's no way for the opponent to have a higher score than me. They can't do it. If I hit a white horse and they come up and answer a white horse, they've nullified my whole shot. At least if I do it the other way, I have a 1 dart advantage, even if they threw the same number of marks. That's why I like the points better there. Jake finding his form, throwing a 4-0 right now, and only a 6-point lead, but it's enough. He's got the top 3 numbers, and Andrew's going to have to find something here quickly.
Yeah, for me, I like to see players in this spot too. I like to see how they handle, it feels like you're down a lot, but you're only down 6 points. I mean, if he could have put up a 5 mark there, you'd actually have the point lead. I like to see some how people fight, being down.
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is he had a huge opening shot. You didn't have a big opening shot. So all you can do at this point is hit as many marks on whatever number you've got and try to slow him down and hope for a miss. And if he does miss, you got to capitalize. But Jake not in the mood for missing. Picks up another 4 16s, closes the number, gets 16 more on the board. He's up by 22. Good 5 mark, takes an 8-point lead.
Exactly what I wanted to see there. I love that 5 mark. Take the point lead. Now Jake's going to have to go burn one on points probably. And misses. So this is what misses the second one now too.
That's the opportunity.
Big miss there by Jake. So here we go. It's got to get some points back here. I'd go all points here, Don. I don't know about you.
Well, I don't know. So the problem is you're fighting 20s against 15s. You only need 2 15s to close. I probably would hit a trip 15 before I moved. But, man, you got to take your opportunities at these big numbers when you get them. That's my only concern because even with that, he's only up by 2. But if Jake hits 2 20s, he's going to be 2 15s away. It's going to flip the whole thing around. Unable again. And this is why you do this. You still have a point lead. So if he could have taken the 20s out last round, and then now he could try to take out the 18s, you're just chipping away at those numbers and try to capitalize. But you're 4 numbers down. You do need a significant point lead. Has to find a triple here. Unable to do so. Door's wide open here for Jake. He just needs to find a single somewhere. So you see this happen a lot, and oftentimes they call it playing down to your opponent. I don't think that's what it is. I just think that you're so comfortable with the lead that you've got. You see Jake's not taking as much time as he typically would, kind of rushing things. Now after Andrew hits something, you're going to see him lock in, take an extra beat to look at his target before he throws. But before, he was just kind of walking up and going through the motions and not really focusing. The problem is if you get too comfortable doing that, it's hard to snap yourself out of it when you need a shot like this situation right now. This is the time. 20s need to go away.
Yeah, I think I'm still going first start 15 here, and then I'm going to go up and close those 20 single. I know. Yeah, it does get one, but there rightfully stays there. With that second mark dart going to the 15, you can't go close on your third there, I don't think.
Yeah, so he's 5 ahead now. So Jake's going to need 5 of something. That he was just doing the math there. 5 of anything here, and he can take a look. But being that far behind, I don't hate this. Yeah, just make the number go away. And force Andrew. He's got 4 numbers. He can only clean 3 of them up. But he is still up by 100. So if Jake's not able to get the lead after this next shot, what is he doing?
A little confusing there. Starting on bull, then trying to go for the double 16 over the bigger numbers. I'm not a little confusing on what's going on there.
Well, he went for the bullseye and he flew into the 16, so then it gave him 1 mark, and he must have thought maybe I'll close those. But yeah, once you're thinking logically, what that's showing us right now is he's wrapped up in this match and his head's not thinking straight. Like, that's what's going on. He's just so embroiled in this, maybe a little frustrated that he is lagging behind, and he's only throwing a 2-3. He knows he's got a higher level than that. I think it's just getting to him a little bit. Nice 3-bull shot there, but you're going to need it now because Jake was able to hit a triple 20 in that last round.
Yeah, he really worked up a pretty good point lead there. I think that would have been the perfect time to try and take some of these bigger numbers here to avoid something like this happening, But he does have bulls now, so maybe he can get in a little rhythm and just stay there and pop 3 every time, hopefully find a double.
Well, he's going to need 3 now just to get the point lead, so he's going to need every bit of it. Needs everything here. Able to get 2, but not going to secure the point lead. If I'm Jake here, I'm probably still just going to point. Just extend the point lead. Keep all the pressure on him. Don't get him moving around the board. Yeah, I like that a lot. So going up by 78. So he's 4 ahead. Once he got 4 ahead, he took a look at the bullseye. I like that a lot. Able to find 1, but that's going to give Jake 3 clear at the bullseye. Up by 71, so still 3. Still ahead by 3 bullseyes here. Falls into a 16, so he's got next there. Jace just needs to settle here. He knows he's got the lead. He should have this leg as long as he can keep it together and close these bulls out. Able to find 2, so that'll be a good settler. Just need 1 more. Needs to take a beat here. Is able to find it. So taking that one, they're gonna go up 6-1 right now. No, 5-1. 5-1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no. Yeah, 5. That's right.
This is all loser first format?
Yeah, this is loser start format. So it's gonna be Brandon playing Nick. But Nick has been the informed player, so Brandon definitely has his hands full. And if he isn't able to take this, they're going to be going down 6-1. That is going to be a giant.
Yeah, I'd really like to see Brandon start strong here. You know, it seems like, you know, if the first 2 don't go his way, he kind of loses a little bit of focus. So, you know, only getting 2. You know, Nick's been playing well all night, so he's got to be licking his lips here. I'd take those 20s.
Well, kind of. I like what Nick's doing here. So there's a reason Brandon didn't go 20s. There's a confidence issue. And when you're playing second, you have to do something to kind of upset the match, the game. So it's an offensive, defensive shot. So Brandon's already got the X. So he knows if he lets Brandon come up here, the 19's going to be gone, right? But if he can take it first, he can stop this from happening, which is exactly what Brandon did. Big 6 mark there, taking a 95-point lead. But you essentially nullify his X, and now he's got a wasted dart just to close it with no potential for scoring. I like what he did. It just didn't work out for him.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's great when it works, but when you miss, now you've wasted your turn essentially. Mm-hmm. It's and he doesn't. Now he's got 2 again. He could have responded with some points here too. So, I guess there's both ways to look at it, but I like those 20s. I like staying up there, get the biggest number. You can kind of control the board with the big number. Because another big 6 mark there. Love seeing him come back. Maybe that little break sitting back there collected himself a little bit, throwing much better.
Yeah, and it's possible it froze Nick out sitting down a leg. So should be interesting here. Able to find 3, but that's not going to be enough after back-to-back 6 marks from Brandon.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that when coming into singles. If you're hot, you don't want to go sit down somewhere, and it might have had the absolute inverse effect here for Brandon, getting a little break, and this is great start for Brandon.
Yeah, he's playing a dangerous game here. I don't know if Brandon just doesn't like the top of the board, But the problem is with any decent player, if you leave them on the same number for long enough, they're going to get comfortable, and those triples are going to start falling. So I get you took the bottom half of the board, you got the 17s, you got the 16s, but you need to start chipping away at these bigger numbers before it costs you, because your biggest number is the 19, and he's got X on it. Huge trap game here, leaving him on the 20s and buries the white horse to close the board out. Huge shot from Brandon Hill. Good 3-ball there from Nick, but man, it's probably a little too late. But Brandon has been struggling on these bullseyes. Yeah, if you see those 3 darts weren't thrown very firmly or with much authority, I just think it's a confidence issue with him on the bullseyes. He is able to find the third, but luckily enough for him, he's got the whole board open. So scores 33 points with a single 17 and a single 16. Doesn't really need them, but he'll take them. Absolutely. Another nice 2-ball shot there from Nick. Brandon coming into bullseyes, throwing a 5. Just clean him up and get out of here. Both those darts were pulled left. That's usually typical of all 3 darts of a late release, and that usually just happens when you're either feeling the nerves or just feeling a little bit of pressure. And you see them, they all get pulled. You see him with that hand gesture on the way back, trying to move the group over, but just not letting go of the dart soon enough. Short arm that third one, he knew it too as soon as he let it go. So Brandon, coming up, just needs a double bowl. Hold that average, buddy. Come on, you had a great game. Keep it going. Brandon, chipping away. Just needs one more. But here's the thing: if he hits 4 or 5 bullseyes here, he could be slowing Brandon down. Gonna need more than that though. So Brandon's coming up 3 darts for the leg. Falls into the 19s, closes that out, and takes a 4-point lead. But Brandon only needs 1 and 1, so I would go with the bullseyes here. There's no reason to even throw at a number right now. You've got 4. You're only down by 4 points, so throw at the bullseyes. If you hit it, cool. If you miss it, hopefully it falls into something across the bottom there. But now, look, door's open. I would pile in as many bullseyes as I could get right now, hope for another miss, and then try to start hitting some triples. Yeah, and we see Brandon's average go from like a 5.5, he's already down to a 3.1. Just from the simple fact not able to hit the bullseye. So Nick's going to have to go back do some more work on bulls. I would hit 4 or 5 here again. right, so Brandon able to take that one, brings back a leg. So they've got 2 now. Unfortunate bounce out there for Jake. It does give him a 20, but man, it looked like a hat trick. Good shot, though. Only 80, so Jake's coming here with a 85-point lead. He's going to jump all over this. Should be at an out after this round. Will be at an out after this round. I hate that shot. I know why he did it, but leaving 90 versus leaving 101, it's no different. I mean, it's not worth that shot for sure.
You know, just a thought here, but we've obviously seen Brandon struggle on the bowls a little bit. Is there any, you know, with the hot bowl, I know you want to stay on the bowl, but he was throwing a 5-4 in cricket just the previous game. Like, maybe take those 19s. When do you start throwing at the 19s? I mean, I know it's a lot harder, but he was throwing a 5-4 just last game, and he seems like he just doesn't like those bowls right now.
Yeah, I get it, but in my opinion, you don't. The bullseye's twice as big as any of the triples, so if you're not hitting a bullseye, what makes you think you're going to be able to hit a triple? It's honestly a mentality thing. I think a lot of these guys switch off in a lot, and it's going to kill them if they continue doing that, because Jake, shooting a 33, just walked away with that one without much pressure.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. You know, the hot bowl, I almost always stay on the bowl, but
as long as you can.
Yeah, as long as you can. But someone who, with he's clearly struggling with those bowls, and I do think it's all mental, but maybe it's just a change of throw. Maybe he looks like he's kind of lobbing a little bit. Maybe the bottom. You see, he likes the bottom of the board. Maybe you can fall into it better. I don't know. Just a thought.
Yeah, that was going to be my next comment. Is if you're going to do it, you're only doing it for a confidence boost, just to make you feel comfortable and get the feeling of your throw back. But as soon as you get that feel back, you just need to go back to bowls and start hitting them, because it's such a benefit. There's a reason why in a hot bowl setting, even the best players in the world don't throw at triple 20. And they're the best players in the world, and they still throw at bullseyes. It's twice the size. It's going to lead to a higher average. It's just the right shot. All right, looks like these guys are taking a quick break. Give us just a couple of minutes, guys, to get everything sorted, and we will be right back at it. We will have Andrew playing Nick in 01 singles. So that'll be our last singles match. Then we're going to be heading into some doubles cricket again. So score is 6-2 right now. Jake and Nick are on top of Brandon and Andrew, but they're fighting. They're fighting and scraping and clawing their way back.
Hey, Lucky, how you doing, buddy? How's the weather down in Tennessee?
Need you to come back up and bring some of those IPAs that you brought in last time. Those are great.
All right, guys, now we're going again. So, Andrew coming up hitting a 75, and Nick coming in almost hitting another hat trick. So, good 108 start for him, averaging 36 off the first throw.
Yeah, this is a big game here. They have 6 wins, so Brandon and Andrew can't let them get to that. They'd have to break throw, 6 times. So they really got to win a couple here, and then maybe take a loss, then win a couple more in a row. So this is a pretty big game.
Nick fills it up, looking really good. That's his 3rd hat trick of the day already. Nick filling it up again. Big 150, averaging 45.33, sitting on 93 after 9. Good start. I like that shot there. Single 18 for the win. Huge 12 dart game, 41 average for Nick. Big shot.
Yeah, that was very impressive. I mean, even with that 93 shot there, you know exactly what he wanted to go at. He knows if he goes bowl, leaves him 43, that's 2 more dart out. So, that was very impressive by Nick there. He has been all night. He's been killing it in 0-1 the entire night. So no surprise, really. Impressive game for sure, though.
Yeah, especially after sitting for a leg like he had to. So, winning that one in dominating fashion. And they are now on the hill. Jake and Nick up 7-2. So coming back into doubles cricket. And Andrew and Brandon backs against the wall. They have no more legs to give away. If they lose, they go home here. I love how Brandon closed that 20 up after getting the 19s. It was big. Only 2 here from Drew, though. So Nick, who's been on fire all night, let's see what he's able to do. He's going to be going at these 18s for sure. So Brandon and Drew with the fight back here, only up by 2 points. That was a risky throw. I don't know why he didn't go 18s. He took the bigger number, so that's good. But not, maybe it's a rhythm thing. He hit the triple 19 and 16's right next door, but so's the 17. So maybe he just likes moving right to left. Again, I don't understand that that shot either. They're trapping, but they're down in points. They're up now, so he was able to hit one. So it was a good shot. He got the point lead. I don't come off these 18s unless I hit a triple. There's no other numbers for me to point on here. Able to find 2, goes up by 35. So he's up by a 3 mark on any of their numbers.
Yeah, I think I go Bulls here. I mean, that's a hero shot. Well, you know, if it hits it, though, that's another thing. I'd stay there now that he's done it. Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. I mean, yeah, now they're only on the 15s, though, too. So, you know, the Bullseyes are a bigger number now. So they got to get him, though. That was a great shot, though, by Jake there. That's a great point, Don. You know, you've seen these guys struggle on bowls. So having played, you know, more matches earlier, they know that they might struggle on them a little bit. So taking the numbers might be the better play here.
And we had an echo. I turned it on. It was
Oh, okay.
Yeah, frustration there from Brandon. Only able to find 1, so just need 3 here from Jake, and it is curtains here. Three to 2, finds a double, needs 1 more.
Huge.
Secures the leg with 2 darts, so he needed all of it. You see a sigh of relief in the background from Brandon, but that's only step 1. That was with throw. Now they've got to break throw, 3 more legs to have a chance to go to the decider.
Got to start somewhere, Don. I love it. Huge throw. 2 darts. Didn't waste any time with it. Right in the middle. Great throw. Great answer.
Jake only able to come in with 120, so doors open for these guys. We got it, Lucas. Thank you. Nick closing it. Would like to see 1 more. Finds a triple with the 3rd dart. Huge 5 mark. Yeah, we see Brandon going to the bottom of the board, lighting it up. Big 7 mark there from Brandon. Only a 16-point lead, though, so Jake should be able to capitalize here. And I don't know why they're falling into this trap of going after other people's numbers. He needs to play his game and not try to play the way Andrew and Brandon have been playing. But finds 420, so good, solid 64-point lead there. Good 5-mark answer, taking a 31-point lead, but Nick is definitely in the driver's seat here. He seems to be the informed player right now as well. I guess I shouldn't say that. Both players have only thrown once, but Brandon's thrown a 7, so he's thrown great right now too. But over the whole night, Nick seems to be the more steady out of all 4, actually, which is not what I thought I'd be saying. Brandon misses with the first 2. Takes a second to recompose and drills the triple. The third absolutely needed there.
Yeah, he's probably going to be a little disappointed with that 60, but those are great throws. Right on the wire, that triple. You know, it's hard to be too upset when you're that consistently pulling right next to the 20.
Yeah, that's a pretty impactful miss, especially with Nick coming up behind him. So only down by 120 by 7 points. So expect him, if he catches a triple, I'd be looking at these 19s. And right on the wire. Finds it with the second. And hits it with the third. So right on cue. Big 7 mark from Nick.
Man, Nick is showing out. He's been fun to watch all night. Just hitting everything. It was a perfect throw.
Brandon says not so fast with a 4 mark of his own. Both players are throwing 4, 6, 7. So those are the 2 informed players. And it's interesting to see because earlier in the match, it was definitely Andrew that was the higher player out of Andrew and Brandon. And it's kind of flip-flopped right now. So I don't know if it's a mental thing or what. But interesting to see for sure.
Yeah, and Jake's slipping up a little bit, leaving that open. This is a big opportunity here for Andrew here.
Unable to capitalize, still down by 37. So Nick's coming up, only needs an 18 to close. I probably close and get more points. He knows this is a decider. All he needs is one more leg. Might as well just go up by 100, 150 points and just cruise to the end. He says, I don't know what I'm talking about, and he's going to take a couple of numbers. So, but he hits a 17, so it's a great shot. Gets another clean number and gets one more mark on the 15.
Really need a big shot here from Brandon here. Need to get a triple and some points. Unable to do so here. This could be huge by Jake. Jake could probably shut this whole game down right here. I think I'm actually going 15s here. Close that up real quick. And then maybe taking a third dart look. Oh, he gets it with the first dart. Move. Big corner shot.
Yeah, that's a coffin shot there. Closes the 16s, closes the 15s. Only thing better would have been a double bowl. But they're up by 52 and only 2 bullseyes away from this match. Well, Andrew's deciding to hit the bullseyes now. Comes in with a hat trick. Only able to find one, so. Jake coming up. Just need one for the match. finds a double bull. So congratulations to Jake and Nick. Commiserations to Brandon and Andrew. So some pretty close matches, but in the end, Jake and Nick took it in pretty convincing fashion. Really like to see that last 0-1 game from Nick. He's been shooting great all night. Looked really, really good. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was just sitting here thinking, it seems like Andrew and Brandon, they just couldn't seem to get on the same page. You know, Brandon was throwing really well there in cricket, and it seems like he was struggling with the bowls a little bit. And then Andrew would walk up there and would hit bowls pretty consistently, but Brandon wasn't helping him out in the 0-1 game. So it seems like if they could have just clicked a little bit better together, could have been a little bit different. But, you know, I mean, Nick and Jake had some pretty impressive games. I mean, Nick constantly was in the 40s and the high 4s there. I mean, they were just impressive tonight. So hard to beat a team when they're throwing that well.
Yeah, both guys looked really good. It was a lot of fun to watch. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I am Don Spear here with Danny Broughton, and you see Derek Howard there in the background running things downstairs. So we are Game Time Streaming, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. One last reminder, we are going to be giving away the Nico Springer soft tip darts. I should say raffling off. So every $10 donated to Derek H21 at Venmo or PayPal will get you an entry into the drawing. Drawing should be coming up pretty soon, guys. So get in on that if you're interested. But once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Anything else, Danny?
No, thanks for having me. This was fun. I love watching good darts and talking here with Don. So thanks to Derek and Game Time for having me in here, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, good night, everybody.